welcome back to the GSL up and down matches. We are in Group D. It's time for BBoongBBoong versus LabyRinth.
That's going to be a funny game. At least if LabyRinth is going for a aggressive strategy again. BBoongBBoong so far looked really strong. LabyRinth on the other hand, he tried to be cheeky on Whirlwind against Crazy. And Crazy is not a player that you want to get cheeky on. He shot him down, and he shot him down hard.
Yeah. I suppose we're going to see LabyRinth play a more standard game, especially on a map like Leo Planet S, but I mean, this map is so hard for Zerg in the late game with all the bases that they have to take that are so far apart from each other. It's really hard to spread your creep.
Well, we're going to find out right now. We are jumping into the game. BBoongBBoong is up against LabyRinth in the 4th match here at the GSL Up and Down Group D with Colin Wolf. Starting to the bottom left of the map, we have a Terran player who is down a game in this up and down group so far. It is
SK텔레콤 T1 LabyRinth.
He does not look happy.
Yeah, happy looks a little bit different.
Yeah. Currently in Code B. But his opponent, to the right side of the map, former Prime player, former MJ player, he is...
WCS.
Now we're in the Azubu flag.
Yep. Looking strong in game number 1. Taking a victory over his first opponent today. And now we have LabyRinth in a match where on a map where he actually started with an 11-11 against Hyun. And Hyun had no problem taking the games of his opponent. But now here in the up and down groups, back in the Hyun game of course happened in Code A, not in the up and downs, don't get confused here guys. But now here in this particular match we have him with a normal opening. And BBoongBBoong is scouting, because he knows fully well what LabyRinth did against Hyun. So this is exactly what explains the scouting pattern. He scouts all the positions where LabyRinth is known to start with the double barracks. And he has proven in his first Terran versus Zerg earlier today against Crazy that he will do it in the up and downs too.
Yeah, he just will do it. BBoongBBoong is going the hatch first route. Makes 2 extra drones, 3 extra drones now after seeing the barracks in the main. Just being very reactionary here.
Yep, playing this a little bit more greedy. At this point he knows fully well that he can get away with it. And I feel BBoongBBoong knows also that he is in general just, I would say, the better player, the more well-rounded player maybe. So him taking a few of those, cutting a few of those corners is something that he can definitely get away with.
Yeah.
He has more experience, he knows how to react in all those kind of scenarios that could occur here. So him trying to just capitalize on that, that's something that I feel is definitely the right choice.
I couldn't agree more. And LabyRinth is a player who's shown strong timings and very good builds, but his macro in the late game is something we have not seen a lot of just yet.
Yep.
BBoongBBoong, on the other hand, we have seen. We do know this guy is strong in the late game. He will spread his creep well. He will have good drop defense, and he will get the proper tech. He'll keep you guessing as to how you have to deal with his late game. So LabyRinth has a lot to prove here going into this Terran versus Zerg. Last time he just died basically. This time it's a new clean slate. This time he's expanding right away.
Yep. For me personally, the players that I think will make out of this group so far from what we've seen are going to be BBoongBBoong and then either Crazy or Noblesse. Both of them looked really strong. Alive had a bit of a problem against Noblesse. If he bounces back, he can also be one of the players that gets into Code S. But I feel like BBoongBBoong is a given. I would be surprised if he doesn't make it out. He played strong in Code A. In Code S, he had also a couple of very good matches, even though he lost. But he took maps of his opponents all the time. And now he showed us in his first game already a great performance. Against LabyRinth now, I feel that he will try to dominate the game and try to go for leader, Ling, Muta, Baneling in the mid game, trying to put pressure and aggression on LabyRinth, trying to delay the third base of the Terran for as long as possible, and then just apply as much pressure as he's confident with and see if LabyRinth actually cracks. And if he cracks, he's going to take him out. If not, he's going to bring it into a late game.
Yeah, it starts to seem that way. As he's taking his double gases now, going to 4 queens. This map's third base is so difficult to take that it makes sense for BBoongBBoong to be the aggressor before he expands. This is something that LabyRinth might expect. Look at the starport timing here for LabyRinth. Tech Lab going down here as well indicates that we are definitely going to see Cloak Banshee play here. Well, at the very least, regular Banshees.
Something that we don't see that often anymore against Zerg players, but in this situation with all the gas that he has, it certainly looks that way. And for BBoongBBoong, the main question is also, when is he going to take his third base? I like that he starts spreading his creep very aggressively. That is what we usually see on Neo Planet S. But the third base, that's something that you want to take when you already have the creep spread, because without it, it's difficult to defend the third.
Yeah, very difficult.
There we go, into layer and also 2 additional gas. This lends itself to a strategy where we could definitely see this Muta-Ling Baneling composition that we were waiting for.
Yeah, and Cloak is started. He does commit to this. We've already seen Cloak on this map in a situation similar to this, where you attack the queens early with Hellions. You try to damage the queens as much as possible so you can do damage at the third.
But I'm not quite sure if I like it too much. This is a map where the third base, you know, he sees there's no third base, and he also knows that there's a surplus of queens. Yes, you try to damage them, and you try to make sure that you can get in with those Banshees. But what can he actually do with the Banshees and with the Cloak? The lair tech will be there, then we will see Overseers, and this is going to get very tricky. We already have double evolution chambers, so Spore Crawlers are not going to take too long.
I would rather see the Cloak Banshee play without Cloak, with just Banshees.
I cannot believe he just lost the screen.
Yeah, that was actually a little bit weird. Look at the micro though from LabyRinth. His Hellion control was, up until this moment in time, very strong. Pulling always the weakened Hellions back. And here comes the Banshee. He needs the Hellions with it. 2 queens will definitely kill a Banshee when it doesn't have his Cloak ready. And
there's the Overseer immediately being morphed. He should cancel Cloak at this point.
Yeah, I agree. He doesn't even wait a second with that Overseer. And it looks like he's actually just going to let Cloak finish.
Yeah, he's going to let Cloak finish. He's trying to do damage with this, but the Overseers are there. The Spire has been started, as did the Baneling Nest. Let's see if this Cloak upgrade is actually worth it.
Yeah, this is actually an experiment that we're watching right now. I mean, the thing is, the Cloak does not give you an inherent advantage unless you are killing units that are trying to stop you and they don't have protection.
Yeah.
The answer is Cloak is not worth it.
Yeah. There's the Overseer. He's even building Spore Crawlers. He did that before the Banshee Cloak, just as a precaution. And so far, BBoongBBoong is looking very strong. And LabyRinth,
he's doing damage to that base, but the Lings are going to clean this up easily. And he'll save the base. He takes some hit point damage, and that's all.
Yeah. A lot of gas here for BBoongBBoong that he can now just use to get the Mutalisks out.
I think he's going to make 8 or 9 right away. He has 800 gas, so...
Talking about the Mutalisks, there's nothing that LabyRinth knows about this tech.
Yeah, he has no idea. He is starting an eBay now.
Yeah, he actually doesn't know. The eBay will be there, but the timing for the Mutalisks could actually damage LabyRinth quite a bit.
We're seeing mech against Zerg. We have not seen this in a really long time. Now we have Blue Flame +1 for his tanks. Thor's coming out here. Thor's going to be useful against the Mutas, but they're pretty slow, and the first wave of Mutas might do some damage.
He sees the Mutalisk and immediately starts his first missile turrets. That's going to be very interesting. The question is really... Oh, yeah, BBoongBBoong already goes into the Roach one and +1/+1, so he knows what's coming here. But that's going to be an interesting style. We haven't seen this in quite some time, and this looks more and more like it's going to be Thor and Blue Flame Hellions.
Yeah.
More than anything else.
Exactly, and look at this. Before the first Thor is out, you can just take so many hits if you don't have the proper... Oh, hold that thought.
There come the Queens, and the Zerglings are also on their way. A lot of the Harvesters are already down for the Terran player, but the Zerg is also losing quite a bit here.
Nice control on the Mutas, saving them, trying to take out that Banshee. Blue Flame not being done in this battle actually makes a huge difference against the Lings.
He definitely does, and all the Hellions are currently dying. Nice control by BBoongBBoong so far. He even took down the Banshee at the bottom left. The Banshee for a second, it looked like he could get away, but that was not the case.
This is just really good crisis management by BBoongBBoong. Not only is he able to micro his harassment, but also deal with the attack of his opponent.
Yeah. LabyRinth killed a few more Harvesters than BBoongBBoong did with the Mutalisk attack. 7 drones died, whereas BBoongBBoong could only take down 3 SCVs. But still, the worker supply in favor of BBoongBBoong, as you can see. Also the army supply.
Ooh, he could get Magic Boxed here. The second Thor appears, though. And he's going to have to get away.
Yeah. Loses one of the Mutalisks.
This is the map that I would expect Mech versus Zerg on the least, because the bases are so far away. The harassment here continues.
Exactly. He's going in with those Mutalisks, taking down more of the Harvesters. There is another Thor. Now he has to be careful. Yes, this is the one thing that he can't afford. Oh god, BBoongBBoong, what did he just do?
He loses a lot of these mules. The harassment is now over.
Yeah, this should not have happened. This is the problem that you have. If you suddenly are faced with a Thor in the main base and you run into the two that are just waiting at the third, then you're going to lose way too much. And this harassment, in hindsight, was not worth it. At the beginning, he played so well with the extra mobility that he has over his opponent's composition.
He still has this level of mobility with these roaches now. He doesn't have enough roaches to fight this composition, but he will fairly soon. He doesn't have roach speed yet either. As a Terran player going mech, even if it's in TVZ, you always want to have that third base with the gas, and LabyRinth forces his way down there, but can he hold on against BoongBoong's next wave of attacks?
You know, another thing that you want to have is the siege mode, and he completely forgot about it or didn't get it up to now. He just started it, and this could get an issue. LabyRinth is now even supply blocked after this one. Nice. Actually tries to get in here. Here we go. The roaches are moving in. The supply depot gets taken out. Supply blocks LabyRinth, and now the roaches are trying to take down at least a few of those SCVs.
Those two mutas are continuing to be annoying. In fact, he's killing harvesters with them, and the roaches come in to help out.
Oh my god, now he can even take down the mules.
Yeah.
He's killing so much mining time and harvesters as well.
If he gets the turret, this means the mutas become a little bit more difficult to deal with. And he does get that turret. Obviously, the muta's not going to be able to stick around too much longer, but this is the problem as a meching Terran on a base, on a map where the third base is far away. You want to play mech on a third base map like Entombed Valley, where you can take the third base really easy. It's close. You may have to worry about roach drops, but you never want to be dealing with roach run-bys on a map where you're going for mech.
This is actually not only run-bys, this is BoongBoong showing his skills. He's everywhere. He's attacking the natural, he's attacking the third, he's borrowing a few of his units, trying to bait out a few scans, while he's forcing a lift off at the third base. This is just him playing this so well, and forcing the Terran player on two bases, while he's upgrading, expanding, even getting Hive.
Taking out
this
these
is a great
Thors.
performance.
The thing is, if he loses those roaches cost inefficiently against the Thor, which that was a pretty even trade what he lost there, it doesn't matter because he has the better economy. He's denied the third base for mining. That third base that's in the air for LabyRinth is his chances of winning this game playing mech against a player like BoongBoong. If that third base is not on the ground, you're not grounded. You're not going to get that money that you need to support the factories.
BoongBoong is constantly playing with two control groups for his roaches here because he wants to just have several points of attack and forcing the Terran play into a weird position. There's one thing that really cuts you down when you're playing mech is that your units are so slow. So this is what BoongBoong is exploiting here, picking off more and more tanks. Look at this, 3 siege tanks just gone.
Yeah, just gone. And even if he loses the roaches, as I said before, as long as LabyRinth is not mining from that third, he's denied it for so long. He even has a fourth now, and his Greater Spire begins here.
Yeah, he's
going. He can't afford to make all the Starport's needs.
He's going into a Greater Spire. He is now adding the Corruptors. He will be able to deal with this, no problem. The one thing, BoongBoong that is, the one thing for LabyRinth that is really the question is, when is he going to attack? He has +2 attack upgrades. He's going into +3. His opponent is on 2-2. When will LabyRinth say, okay, this is it, now I'm going to move out? Because, to be quite frank with you, if he just waits and tries to secure himself the third, the Broodlords will be there, and what do you do against Broodlords with an economy like this?
Usually you want to wait until max, but in this case it doesn't make sense to, because like you said, the Broodlords are ready. And the Zerg player is getting a bank. He has the 4th base. BoongBoong could even take a 5th right now, and there would be nothing the LabyRinth could do about it. His creep spread even, look how far out it is. His creep spread is about to be practically reaching into the 3rd base. He does clear up some of it. It's not thick creep, but it is far reaching.
Yep. And once again, a counterattack. Finally the siege tank on the high ground, but the Mutalisk grants the high ground vision, and that's all that he needs. Here are the Blue Flame Hellions, but those Broodlords, they are about to be ready.
Yeah, and the counterattack continues. He's losing depots at home. This is going to further limit his production. But this base for BoongBoong probably not going to survive here. The Broodlords are going to take a little bit too long to get over there.
Yeah, the Broodlords are on the move now. We still have more roaches in the vicinity, but this 4th base, he's going to sack it.
Yeah, and it's okay for him to sack this. He can remake it elsewhere, and the Broodlords can't even deal with those. The Thors try their best here, but there's not a lot of anti-air.
Yeah, that's an A for effort, but that's about it. They tried really hard, but this is like the extent of it.
Yeah. This is a game where there's no luck involved. There's no Thor tries harder than other Thors. They all have the same stats. And, you know, it's sad,
Blue Flame Hellions are very, very annoying, but the LabyRinth is now down to 100 supply. His 3rd base will be targeted very soon. The Vikings that he's currently getting are not going to be enough to deal with the Corruptors, and I actually expect that BoongBoong is building a lot more very soon.
He's actually going to pick off a tank. Oh!
Too many tanks there. Too many
But
tanks on the high ground.
The Broods will pick them off.
Yeah.
GG.
GG, there it is. LabyRinth with his second loss in up and down group DA at the GSL.
You know what?
BBoongBBoong with his second win, of course.
Most of our up and down groups, in fact, I feel all of them we've had so far, have had one guy who just gets dominated, who cannot beat anybody. At least seems not to be able to. And that's not saying that LabyRinth will not be able to beat anyone, but he chose a weird style for this map. When you're meching, you want your third base to be close. You want to be able to turtle up against any sort of run bys. You never want... If for example, on a Tomb Valley, that's where you see mech, TVZ sometimes, third base is close. Your biggest concern is maybe he's going to drop roaches over there or something. Not he's just going to walk them over there on a big map even. On a map of this size, your base is so far away, he's just going to walk roaches into two different places. What are you going to do?
The big story here for me was that the multitasking of BBoongBBoong was just too good. He had the units everywhere. He exploited the map. The difference between, or the distance between the two bases, as you said, is huge, and he played it perfect. He had units at the third, he had units at the natural. He always made sure that there was a lot to focus on for LabyRinth. And LabyRinth just couldn't pull this off. He didn't have the multitasking that BBoongBBoong had. BBoongBBoong therefore takes a 2-0 lead in the group. LabyRinth is now down 2 games in the standings, and we are heading into our 5th game of the day.
Avenge versus Alive. Protoss player makes a return. Alive playing his first game, having a rough time in the Terran versus Terran, and he joins his 0-1 brethren, Avenge. They're both 0-1, their IDs both start with A.
Yep. So this game will determine who at least can, for now, tie the score up and get 1 win out, and who will be the one who goes down 2 games already, same as LabyRinth, and will be at the bottom of the rankings. We're jumping into the game now. Belgian Vestige is going to be the map in our Protoss versus Terran between Startail, Avenge and Alive.